My Lords, I thank the noble lady Baroness Walmsley for tabling this debate this evening, and I declare an interest in I'm Chair of ukactive and also Vice President of the Local Government Association. My Lords, I warmly welcome the Government's Childhood Obesity Strategy when it was released. And it's important to talk about not just what and how much children eat, but then the impact it then has on them as they grow to become adults. Of course, you know, what we eat makes a difference, but it'll be no surprise I'm going to talk about what we can do in terms of physical activity. I can perhaps answer the noble Lord McCall's question about maintaining weight. I know when I was an athlete, training 12 to 15 times a week, 50 weeks a year was very good for maintaining weight, and you can eat quite a lot when you train that hard. But that is not very realistic, and I know now physical activity is incredibly important for my daily life, enabling me to push my own chair and lead an independent life. But my Lords, we now have the least active generation of young people that we've had in 30 years. The fittest now would be amongst the least fit 30 years ago, and we've got a generation of children that are likely to die before their parents. Nobody wants that. As you'd imagine, I'm a strong supporter of good quality activity in schools, but there are 168 hours in a child's week, and just 2 of those is devoted to physical activity. In May 2015, ukactive produced a report called Generation Inactive, and it revealed that half of children aged 7 were failing to meet the CMO's 60-minute daily activity guidelines, and called for government to support head teachers to take a whole day approach to physical activity and ensure that no child was left behind in the right to a healthy and happy childhood. An inactive childhood can shorten a child's lifespan by up to 5 years and lead to long-term health problems such as type 2 diabetes and heart conditions, and those trends go into adulthood. Inactivity costs our nation £20 billion a year. My Lords, I'd like to draw your Lordship's chamber the attention of active miles. They're a fantastic way of getting children active. There's many different forms. And I'd happily facilitate a visit for anyone who'd like to see them. They're incredible, they're cheap, and they transform how young people build their own confidence, behaviour, but also linked to that is important lessons on healthy eating. We have to ensure that quality is a calling card of anyone wishing to work with schools, and that there's a clear and consistent way through which schools can identify what will and won't work for them. But, my Lord, shockingly, the government spends more on childhood obesity, £27 billion a year, than primary education, which is £26 billion a year. Inactive habits are becoming increasingly entrenched amongst today's children and young people, and if we don't take action now, it will only get worse. But, my Lords, it is a complex issue. We need a holistic approach in order to improve the mental, physical and nutritional health of children nationwide. So I'd like to ask the Noble Lord the Minister, with the soft drinks levy, and it's fantastic that a number of companies are looking to change their products, but has him or his department recalculated what the figures might look like and whether they'll guarantee money available to schools? I'd also like to ask the Noble Lord the Minister whether he's able to update me on the sustainability plan for the premium beyond 2019. My Lords, ukactive research has shown that British school children are also losing 80% of fitness gained during term time through inactive summer holidays. These findings also demonstrated that the poorest 25% of primary school children experience a drop in their fitness levels 18 times greater than the richest 25% over the school summer holidays. So that's why this summer we're running a pilot in 25 schools, which is going to look at inactivity, but also education, holiday hunger, learning loss, personal development, and very importantly, mental health in young people. Finally, my Lords, I would like Her Majesty's Government to consider how we measure our children. We do it in literacy and we do it in numeracy. But a slim child doesn't automatically mean a fit and healthy child. We should measure children's fitness. Now, I'm not talking about sticking a child on a treadmill and making them do a VO2 test. I did that when I was an athlete. It's horrible. It's not about that. It's about actually understanding the starting point we have for our children. And I believe the government should extend the National Child Measurement Programme to measure cardiorespiratory fitness and also examine data from Sport England's Actives Live survey, which monitors children's attitudes towards their health and fitness, in addition to the current measurement of BMI. While being informed by academic expertise and rigour, this should be developed in a way that's fun, inspiring, engaging to young people, with young people themselves central to its design, as opposed to people speaking on their behalf. And that's why I'm delighted that the noble Lady Baroness Walmsley had voices of children tonight. We need to understand what children want. ukactive is currently working on a number of policies to address childhood inactivity and has recently launched a major new consultation. We'll be reporting on that later in the year. Well, my lords, it's not too late to change the opportunities that we give to young people and help produce a better life expectancy. But my lords, we have to do something now.